So we just started 2021 and we are still going through this pandemic. The Senate election just happened and I know that you saw how chaotic that was. Some people are wondering if 2020 was just simply a preview of what's about to come. One thing I know for sure, no matter what comes my way, I am still going to hold on to my faith and my God to get me through whatever storm might come my way. I'm choosing to hold on to God like never before. I'm not going to wait for another virus to hit. I'm not gonna wait for the government to send me a $600 check. I'm choosing to take things into my own hands. I'm choosing to go up to the Father and asking Him for guidance to see what He wants me to do this year. God has given you some gifts and talents that He wants you to multiply this year. To a few He has given 5, to others He has given 2, and to some He has given 1. Let me ask you this, what are you going to do with the talents that God has given you? Are you going to multiply it like the one who had 5 and the one who had 2 did? Or are you going to dig a hole and put it on the ground because you are too afraid to take that leap of faith? Most of you know how the story ends. When the master came back looking for his return on the investment that he had made with his servants, the servant who had 5 talents and 2 talents multiplied it to 10 and 4. But the one who had 1 talent told the master that he was too afraid to do anything with the talent that he had given him. So he hid it, he dug a hole, he gave the same talent back to his master. In return, his master responded, "You wicked and lazy servant, please take his talent and give it to the one who had 10. You that are listening to me today, don't be that man, don't be that woman that God has entrusted with a duty here on earth. And because your lack of faith, you make the decision to dig a hole in the ground because you don't know if it's going to work out or not. The master gave each of his servants according to their ability. The problem that a lot of people have is that they are not satisfied with the 1 talent that God had given them. So they spend most of their time observing and focusing on the talents that everybody else has. They sit there scrolling through their phones, watching everybody else multiply their talents, asking themselves, why couldn't they have that nicer car, that nice home, or that much money? They are focusing so much on what other people have that they don't dedicate the time that they need to dedicate to themselves, on the things that God has given them on their 1 talent. My hope is that the master doesn't return and find you with that 1 talent that he gave you originally. When I first started my commercial cleaning company, God had entrusted me with 1 talent. But I would wake up whenever I wanted, I would look for clients whenever I wanted, I would go to meetings whenever I wanted, and from time to time I would ask myself, why isn't my company growing? It was because I wasn't being faithful with the 1 talent that God had given me. You cannot expect a return on anything if you're not making an investment. But once I started putting in the work, once I started putting in the hours, once I started dedicating the time that I needed to dedicate to my business, little by little the company started growing. Little by little, as I kept on being faithful with the little, God decided to give us more. Once my master noticed that I was producing results, then he was able to provide us with more clients and more responsibility. Don't expect more from God if you cannot handle that 1 talent that God has given you. God is not the one that needs to adjust his lenses this 2021. It's you and me. This 2021, I want to challenge you to be faithful with the 1 talent that God has given you. I want you to ask yourself, how can I multiply this talent that God has given me? And if you're not quite sure what your talent is, I want you to do these 3 things. Number 1, I want you to take some time alone with God and just seek his presence. Just seek for him. Ask him, God, what is it that you placed me here on earth to do? What's my gift? What's my talent? What do you want me to do? Number 2, I want you to ask yourself, what am I naturally good at? What do I like doing? What do people say I'm good at? And if you're not sure, I want you to call for number 3, 3 really good friends and ask them, hey, Jose, hey, Louis, hey, Mary, what do you think I'm good at? Where do you see potential in me? And you will see that as you begin to work on those things, you would eventually develop that potential that you have in you. Now it's up to you this 2021 to believe in yourself, take action, and multiply those talents. Come on, you got this. You could do it. Remember that every seed that you plant does take time to grow. If this information was helpful to you in any way, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and let's grow together. Thank you in advance. See you next week.